Floyd Mayweather against Robert Guerrero. I have to admit, I got cold feet. I'm doing this video late because I got cold feet at the last minute and decided that I didn't want to order the fight since I already have Showtime. I just said, I'll wait and catch it next week. And of course, like any other time, I decided to pass on buying a pay-per-view. The fight turns out to be pretty decent. You hear about it, on the internet or on ESPN, and then you kind of feel like, oh man, I wish I would have went ahead and brought it. Same way with the Pacquiao Marquez 4 fight. I decided the day of. I pumped myself up, said I was going to buy it. Decided day of, nah, I'm not going to buy it. It's going to go 12 rounds. Pacquiao gets knocked out, and I had to hear about it for 7 days before I could see it again. Same way with this fight. So I saw it a week later. I tried my best to stay away from hearing too much about the fight other than Floyd won because I want to watch it for myself. So I recently just watched it, and Floyd is still the master. I mean, at 36, I was surprised that he could still move his feet the way he could. I was not surprised by the hand speed, but I was surprised by the fact that he was still as slick as ever. I'm one of the people who believe after the Cotto fight that he was slipping a little bit, that he was his legs was giving in. I don't know what happened that fight. Can't put my finger on it, but he showed no effects from that fight. With the fight against Guerrero, was it the fact that Floyd Senior was back in his corner? I don't know. I mean, Floyd has forgotten more about boxing than any of us will know, so it's hard for me to give Floyd Senior too much credit. But I am going to give him some credit because Floyd looked excellent. Of course, I thought Floyd would win this fight, but I did think that the Ghost would be more of a challenge. I kind of felt going into this fight the way I felt when Floyd fought Victor Ortiz. I didn't think Ortiz would beat him, but I did think that Ortiz would push him and give him a challenge. And we all know how that fight ended. And by the way, the fight was going to end probably by Floyd knocking him out anyway. Uh, but with Guerrero, I was, surprised. I was surprised to see that Floyd basically won about 11 rounds, I would say, of that fight. And about round eight, Floyd was just putting on a clinic. It kind of reminded me of the Ricky Hatton fight, or where in this fight in the eighth round, Floyd was landing every shot on Guerrero. I mean, left, he was the jab, straight right, left hook, left to the body, straight right to the body, left and right uppercuts. I mean, he landed every punch in the book on Guerrero in that round, and Floyd just cleaned him out. Where does Guerrero go from here? Guerrero will get another shot. I mean, there's never any dishonor in losing to the best fighter in the world. So Robert will bounce back and he'll get another fight at welterweight. Probably get another shot at a title. I can't think of anybody offhand who he could fight, but for Floyd, I can. Where does Floyd go from here? He says that he wants to fight again in September, and these are some of the fights that I was looking at that Floyd could make. The most likely fight to me would be Amir Khan. Why Amir Khan when he hasn't really done anything very impressive as of late? Well, because he still draws big over in Europe. And I think that I think if the fight takes place over there, especially if it takes place overseas, I think that that's a big money fight, and it's a fight that maybe Showtime could throw out there and justify giving Floyd $32 million. Another 140-pound fighter, Danny Garcia. I don't see that fight happening because I believe that he's going to fight the Peterson Matisse winner. But if not, that would have been a fight that could have been made. Of course, there's the Peterson Matisse winner at 140 pounds. If they don't fight, Garcia could move on to maybe fight Mayweather. At welterweight, there's Timothy Bradley. Don't see that fight happening, especially not in September because Bradley is fighting Marquez. Devin Alexander. Not a terrible fight. I know a lot of people don't really want to see that fight, but it might not be a bad fight depending on how he looks against Purdy coming up. Then there is Broner if Broner beats Malignaggi. Now this is the fight that I have no interest in because the fight's not gonna happen, people. I wish I would have kept the clip, but the week after Adrian Broner beat Gavin Rees. He was on ESPN Friday Night Fights, and Adrian Broner said, "If you have that fight, somewhere, if you DVR'd it and didn't erase it like I did, go back and look at it." When they asked Broner about moving up to fight Malignaggi, and the fact that, hey, two weight classes up, Mayweather's up there. Would you be in it, have any interest in fighting Money? And Broner said negative. In other words, Broner said that he has no interest in fighting Floyd Mayweather. I think he has too much respect for Mayweather, and he looks at him like a big brother. So that fight's not gonna happen. So even if Broner beats Malignaggi, we might as well don't talk about that fight. It's not gonna happen. At 154, Canelo Alvarez, and that's the fight that everybody wants to see. And actually, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I mean, if I had to pick it in order, I would say uh, Alvarez number one, Khan two, Alexander three. Will Floyd go up and fight him? Probably in September. I don't know, but I think that Floyd will fight that fight. It's a very big fight. That fight will be a monster pay per view, and if they can get it made. People or some people have already said, "Oh, well, Floyd's already setting it up where he doesn't want to fight him." I don't think that's what it is. I think Floyd's a businessman. He's always negotiating. I think that he will fight that fight. If not this year, maybe next year. And then one I just thought about, maybe Sergio Martinez. Uh, he looked pretty vulnerable against Martin Murray. He looked a little bit step slower. Looked like he might have slipped just a little bit. So maybe that's a fight that Floyd could look at and say, you know what, this might be a good time to jump up to middleweight and take on that guy. But that's just wishful thinking. I think it may be one of those three that I just mentioned: Canelo Alvarez, Devin Alexander, Amir Khan. This one ran a little bit longer than I usually go, but I had a lot to say about Mayweather. Very impressed with how he fought. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.